All right, so I got my heartbreak video out of the way, and now I feel like a chatty Cathy. I think I might have gotten too close to the gas burner on my on my Coleman stove or something. I think I burned a hole in my beard. Just a piece of beard missing. I'm not sure how that happened. Anyway. Hey, I have been watching the news though, and yeah, it's a crazy time happening right now. What's this whole bit with Nancy Pelosi saying that Donald Trump had a mad fit when he went to meet with her and Chucky Schumer? You know, we've got witnesses in the Trump camp claiming that he was calm, cool, and collected, and there was nothing even remotely resembling a mad fit occurring. And, you know, she is painting him as some kind of madman, saying that Donald Trump needs to have his family need to have an intervention on his behalf. What the heck is that about? And all apparently just made out of whole cloth, just completely fabricated lies about his behavior and demeanor during their meeting. Essentially, and this is something that I see a lot with the left, is that if you disagree with them, then you must hate them. If you don't do what they say, then you're throwing a fit. If you refuse to comply with their demands, then you're out of control and unhinged. I do not agree. That does not make me crazy. I can disagree without being a maniac because I disagree with you. I mean, just because I might disagree with you doesn't mean I hate you or I want to do you in. I mean, there's a disconnect with certain members of the left, and you know, they just basically, if you don't comply and say, yes sir, what can I do, you know, thank you sir, can I have another, if you just don't take their abuse, if you stand up for yourself at all, I mean, one reporter was actually talking about one of the Covington kids. And the Covington kid was, you know, someone was saying that he was just standing his ground. And the commentator, I think it must have been an MSNBC or CNN stooge, says, standing your ground is very aggressive, isn't it? Isn't that very aggressive to stand your ground? No, standing your ground is neutral. So Donald Trump stood his ground, decided that there was no reason to have a meeting if they didn't want to cooperate, if they didn't want to negotiate, if it was just going to be the way it's going to be, then there was no reason for him to hang around and talk about it. And so he said his piece and left. And to hear her tell it, he's dangerous and should be locked up. He's an ever-loving crazy madman. No, he's just not taking your guff anymore, Grandma. That's all there is to it. So, you know, as I break through my content provider block that I've had because of my heartbreak, and as we make this long cross-country trip together, I'm going to talk about the current events and news and things that are going on. You know, this counter investigation by Barr is, yeah, it's everything that Q wished for, but it's out in the open. I mean, there are not any secret indictments. There's not any secret tribunals, okay, people? But everything we hoped, you know, the whole lock her up thing, I think is going to happen. That they're going to go after people like, well, right now, Brennan, you know, looks like his head's on the chopping block because we got him dead to rights lying about the, I was going to say this for another video, but what the heck? I'm on a roll. I'm waiting for my clothes to dry. And they're towels. It's going to take a while. But anyway, yeah, Brennan lied about knowing anything about the Steele dossier. And now, through testimonies from and information and even emails and text messages and things that are becoming apparent, he was fully aware and behind the promotion of the Steele dossier. And he lied to Congress when he said, he told Trey Gowdy that he was completely unaware of anything to do with this Steele dossier. And so, you know, we got him there. We got Comey for leaking. I mean, just line them up. You know, Lynch is the next one in line, the former Attorney General for Obama. you know, making it a matter instead of an investigation. I mean, all of this is much more directly relatable to obstruction of justice than anything Donald Trump did during his administration. That if you want to talk about obstruction of justice, the cover-up of the Hillary Clinton email scandal is a huge, huge case of obstruction of justice. And Bill Clinton's discussion with her on the tarmac, I mean, they got some splaining to do. They got some splaining to do. And bars on it. And some people are going to get indicted. And some people are going to go to jail. You know, I made a video over a year ago. It might have been a year and a half ago. Titled the Paul Manafort arrest is a Civil War indicator. I said that back then, and I explained in the video how, you know, one of the precursors to civil war is you arrest my guy, then I arrest your guy, and then you arrest my guy, and this goes on for a while till one guy goes, I don't think I'm getting arrested today, and those men with guns agree with me. And then you have a standoff or a shootout or a throwdown, and it's oftentimes what happens right before a civil war. You know, before the American Civil War in the 1860s, if you look back at like 1857, 58, 59, right in there, you had instances of Confederate, or not Confederate, but Southern senators and Northern senators having a physical throwdown, having an actual fight over, you know, on the floor of the you know, meeting room of the House or the Senate. You know, they literally beating each other nearly to death with walking sticks, and, you know, sending people to the hospital and crippling each other in these physical confrontations happening right there in the lawmaking chambers of our country. And so this kind of infighting, and I arrest you and you arrest me and we arrest each other kind of thing, is a precursor and an indicator that civil war is on the horizon. And they had their turn. You know, they came and got from Manafort and Flynn and Roger Stone, and, you know, they did their bit. Now it's our turn. Now we have a president that's been cleared of any wrongdoing, and a new attorney general that is loyal to the Constitution and to jurisprudence and to the proper fairness and the way that justice ought to be applied. And so, yeah, if I was Hillary, I'd be heading for the hills. If I was Obama, I'd be Obamaing my butt out of there. I'd be looking for me a hideout in a place that doesn't have extradition back to the United States, because it's looking like they're going to either get arrested or refuse to get arrested, and it's just going to get worse from here, I think. But it's been a very interesting news week. Theresa May in Great Britain is stepping down. She failed to broker a Brexit deal, and they're going to have another election, it looks like, in Great Britain. And then you've got Tommy Robinson getting attacked by a mob of Islamicists who, you know, jihadists who came there yelling Allah Akbar and made war with the unarmed and mix of family and kids that were there to support Tommy Robinson in a non-Muslim neighborhood, that they marched for several miles, the mob of Islamicists did, to attack them in a peaceful fundraising kind of, you know, campaign. What's the word I'm looking for? It was an event, you know, and it wasn't a protest. It was just an event, and they came there and targeted him. And then the news reported it like it was Tommy Robinson's people that caused the problems, like it was them that were doing the violence, while they were running for their life, being pelted by rocks and bricks and bottles, and by men all dressed in black wearing face masks or masks over their faces. You know, the world has gone totally ridiculous. And I feel very separated from it out there on my acreage in the middle of nowhere, barely able to get this little tiny stream of data as it slowly bleeds through to my television that's constantly shutting off because I can't produce enough power to run it. You know, I feel very separated from all of this chaos and mayhem, and just sitting there watching it as this kind of detached observer. You know, it's just, Lord help us. Things are getting worse around the globe. And the left is making less and less sense. They just seem crazier and crazier. Like Nancy Pelosi's insistence that Donald Trump threw a fit when everybody was there, said, no, he didn't. What are you talking about, you crazy lady? God save our republic.